Did you hear that? I would not waste an incarnation by things being the same when I leave. In other words, you have to ask yourself, what difference is my vibration making on the planet? It doesn't have to be on the front of the newspaper. We're not talking celebrity. We're talking authentic, being integrated with your soul. So the vibrational imprint that you're leaving has a lasting effect on the planet, perhaps on your neighborhood, perhaps in your own house, you see, so that you're rising in that frequency. Oh, feel that right now. What condition is in you, and what is that condition bringing to you? Now, I've said it earlier, and I'll say it again, that when you look at certain diseases like viruses, they don't create a condition. They don't have that kind of intelligence. They find the condition that they can thrive in, and they multiply. So when you stay in the frequency of adventure, the frequency of joy, the frequency of love, the frequency of peace, the frequency of generosity, the frequency of compassion, the frequency of compassion and kindness, then you're apt to produce a cascade of chemicals that allow the body temple to vivify itself, regenerate itself, renew itself in a very powerful, powerful way. I recently told someone that their family member was a little ill, and I reminded them, I said, now when you go into her bedroom, you don't bring the family issues in there. You don't bring the family problems in there. You don't talk about that stuff. You're going into a bedroom of healing, and all you talk about is possibility. All you talk about is potentiality. All you talk about is love. All you talk about is peace. So that's all she's picking up on, so that she can regenerate her body temple, her mental body, and her emotional body. I want you to understand that we're in a period of vibrational shift, planetary shift. And Reverend Leon told a story at our staff meeting this past week. He's working with the younger kids in our community. He'll be working with them this afternoon. And this girl is 7 years old, meaning she's been on the planet 7 years. She's an old soul, so she's like more than 7 years old. She's just been in the body for 7 years. But he would say that she tunes into the class, and then she tunes into me, then she tunes into the class. So she probably heard me talking about her earlier. And she doesn't say much. She just kind of peeks her head over the computer, so all you can see is a little bit of her nose and her eyes. But at the end of the class, she has a tendency to say something or to ask for prayer, and then she wants to pray. And so last week, she said, Reverend Leon, I want prayer for my parents. They're not taking the planetary shift too well. They're not taking the planetary shift too well. She understood that there's a planetary shift going on, that there's a crumbling of a certain way of thinking, and there's emerging of another way of thinking, and we're in a high state of confusion, meaning both are being occupied in our consciousness at the same time, and that's called a high state of consciousness, when the old is dying and the new is being born. And she says, my parents aren't taking it too well. Are you? Are you taking the planetary shift well, or have you got caught into stagnation? If you got caught into fear, if you get caught into worry, if you're not taking the planetary shift too well, this talk is for you, that you may step into the high vibration of being on an adventure. It's just spiritual practice. It's just another dimension of spiritual practice. You wake up, I'm on an adventure today. I'm on an adventure watching my body heal. I'm on an adventure of watching prosperity flow into my life regardless of the news and the lie of lack. I said the news and the lie of lack. The news and the lie of lack. Lack is a lie because we live in a multi-dimensional unfolding cosmos of pure energy that never runs out. Lack does not exist except in belief, perception, thought form, and experience. But when you transcend that, then suddenly, incrementally, doors open, opportunity shows up, ways are made out of no ways to create a vibrational match with what you are feeling. Oh, just ask yourself, any particular dimension that you want to work on, just say you're on an adventure in that particular area, and then watch your life change, and then be aware that things are in flux, of course. And then understand that you're to pay attention to your path more than your past. Stay true to your path, not your past. In other words, we're on a pathless path of unfolding good, and you're paying attention to your path every single day with your spiritual practices, your intentionalities, you're being on an adventure, and then you discovered that you are less and less reacting to the past, and you're more and more being pulled by your intentionality in this particular moment. I want you to feel. I want you to feel what I'm saying. I want you to catch this. Close your eyes for a moment. And begin to see yourself as an adventurer. See your body posture when you're on an adventure. See how you're walking. See how you're breathing. See how you're talking. Just see yourself being on an adventure. You've heard me speak about this over the years. Even the CD Adventure in Paradise speaks to this. That particular track number 1 on the Transcendence. I'm on an adventure of paradise and I'm taking you with me. See how you're walking and talking. Lock that into your awareness. See how you're breathing. When you wake up in the morning, to the best of your ability, step into that frequency. Step into that vibration. And say in substance, you can take any area of your life, I'm on an adventure of prosperity. I'm on an adventure of healing and wholeness. I'm on an adventure of joy. I'm on an adventure of love. I'm on an adventure of peace. Not I'm fighting against lack. I'm fighting against loneliness. That would lead to an addictive personality. No, I'm on an adventure of something. Then you will obtain thoughts called inspiration from the presence. And your life will be different. Now, we're living in a very interesting time. I've just described it. This is the beauty about this interesting time. It's ripe for enlightenment. Why? Because you can't be on autopilot. Because you don't know what's going to happen next. The news is going to say something in the morning, and by night they're going to contradict themselves. There's going to be this, that. There's so many things going on, so many events happening around the globe, so many things happening in your own neighborhood, so many things happening in the city, so many things happening. You can't be on autopilot, so that means you have to be present. You have to be present with what is, so you're responding from a higher frequency. And if you're being present with what is and responding from a higher frequency, you're now getting closer to a sense of enlightenment, a sense of awakening, because you're not on autopilot anymore, just drifting through your incarnation, seeking to stay anti-bored until you die. No. Are you following what I'm saying? I can feel you. I can feel you. I know you're following it. I can follow it.